zone. Alright, so today is day 14. It is Tuesday. Now, let me just prove that this is racist harassment again, in case you didn't see one of the other videos. First of all, the Klan wasn't the only secret society or social club, as I went over in the other videos. In its heyday, it was said to have as many as 6 million members. There's someone behind me has the brights on. There's no need for the brights on. There's no need to even have one's lights on right now. Okay. So anyway, they weren't the only racist social club, right? All of white society in the 30s and 40s, for example, had a racist way about it. Now, some of them weren't entirely racist. Some people were abolitionist types, and they were for segregation, right? They're anti-segregation types. They were for integration, even in the 30s and 40s. They weren't necessarily outspoken about it. But the vast majority of white people were living a culture that was clear-cut, racist, segregation, Jim Crow, okay? Clear-cut. So in the 1930s, 1940s, people were born who would be the parents of people 10 years older than me. So somewhere in their chain of command, there's people around 50 years old. And their parents were born somewhere around 1930s, 1940s. This is well before Martin Luther King was assassinated in the late 1960s. Okay? So their social clubs and networks helped them get the jobs in the military and the police and become the who's who of the military and the police. There were also, Prince Hall Masons and certain black social clubs that would work with them to help them maintain the order. In fact, the Prince Hall Masons, this guy is bright on big time. In fact, the Prince Hall Masons were said to be founded by military personnel. Military. Okay, these people were, here's this guy with brights on too. These people were, super brights on. These people were there to uphold the social order, and a lot of times military people become police officers. There's certain transferable job skills that attract them to that. Okay. So it's clear cut that in the government, in the law enforcement, in the military, there are people who were raised by people who believed blacks should not be integrated with whites. Clear cut. Okay? If you're born in 1940, for example, you would be 82 years old right now. Okay? You have a son. Say you had a son when you're 30 years old. Okay? You'd be, super bright on. He'd be 52 or so. Okay? And he's probably, a police chief, captain, military officer, what have you. That's why when the Air Force came out and said the Air Force is racist, no shit. Because these are the people who were raised by the Jim Crow guys. Now let's look at the timeline here. Okay, if you're 52 years old, you were born in 1970, shortly after Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was assassinated. That's when you were born. Were people racist there? Yes. During that time period, around that time, the CIA, on record, made LSD popular as a result of their mind control experiments. This is acknowledged. No one who has done the research doubts this. Okay, they wanted their psychologists on the college campuses to make it popular in the college campuses, and they did. So on record, they spread LSD. They were trying to maintain the social orders. So on record, Greg Webb did an article. Ironically, I went to Webb schools in high school. He did an article about how the crack was brought to the American streets. And there was Iran-Contra scandal somewhere in that time period, generally speaking, to give or take a decade or so. Okay. It's clear cut that the government brought drugs in to continue their LSD-like activity to control states of minds with substances and materials and drugs. Wow, brights on, big time. Two of them. That was what they were there for. It's a little bit harder to articulate being brighted this much, and there's a little bit of fumes in the air. Okay, so So if you're still following me, the people who are, wow, brights on again. The people who are in their 50s had parents who were born around the 1940s, late 1930s, late 1940s in some cases, 1930s. Okay, so 60s, 1930s, we'll call it 50s, 1940s. Their parents were from a racist society where it's easier to network if you're racist than if you're not. And they raised them to have shared cultural values with the Ku Klux Klan. The people who are in charge of this operation, it's logical to assume that disproportionately were raised by people with shared cultural values with the Ku Klux Klan, because the Klan was known for trying to be governors, to be mayors, to be police officers. And the Prince Hall Masons, the Bullies, the various societies, the various social clubs of black people that were more successful than the others were more successful because of their government, law enforcement, military, and racist white social club counterpart connections. If you don't know that I'm right, then you're an idiot. I apologize if I sound a little annoying. You know, I have to focus on driving and thinking at the same time. And okay, and being brighted, you know, so on and so forth. Fume slightly. Okay. So what can we learn from this? Well, these people also have children that they raise. Just because the Klan takes off their robes, okay, and their allies never wore robes, doesn't mean that they're not up to their old tricks. And it doesn't mean that it's not racist harassment. It is. You don't need to be burning a cross on someone's lawn to be harassing somebody as a racist. All you need to do is to be harassing them to favor white supremacy, for it to be a hate crime in that particular way. Now, if it has to do with the social order, remember, the Klan and them were pissed off when the South was desegregated. Social clubs, it wasn't just the Klan, social clubs, countless white people were infuriated. 2 people, both with their brights on. 3, 4, I think that guy turned it down, there's daytime running lights below or something. 5, the Klan was infuriated. Look at me, I'm a flash, see, brights, didn't turn them down. Brights, doesn't turn them down. The Klan was infuriated when they desegregated. You think that sentiment went away? You think they're not like, show this black guy his place? You think that's not what's going on here? Look at the vehicles they're driving. You think in California that these people who probably went to UC Berkeley, college in San Francisco, San Jose State, UC Santa Cruz, UC San Diego, etc. You think, wow, brights. You think they don't know this is racist, white supremacist harassment? You think you should date these people? You think you should join their political movements and social clubs? You think you should associate with people in 2022 who are racially harassing in an organized manner every single day, on record, shamelessly? Someone from the royal family of Dr. Martin Luther King's tribe, the Igbos. There's members of my family, like my Uncle Chike, who passed away, who looks like the spitting image of Martin Luther King in some of his pictures. Almost identical. My father, when he was younger, looked very similar way, that kind of innocent look. They edited his pictures in recent years, and everyone from my generation knows that to a T. They've been chewing something funny in that regard. One of the biggest gaslighting campaigns is people playing stupid about the kind of tech campaign to change the images of former black leaders, activists, etc. Truly, I tell you, in 2022, as America refuses to expose this and stand firm, as the spirit of Martin Luther King no longer is in this country, as I'm in a liberal state, it's like 1/3 Hispanic or so, or whatever it is, it's a highly Hispanic. I think whites are not even the majority in this state. And they are participating in the white supremacist inspired harassment of a brain surgeon's son, the son of 2 doctors, who apparently didn't learn to stay away from the white girls, as they would say. Outrageous. Outrageous. And you think it's a good thing if they cover this up? If they cover this up for any more amount of time, it will have extremely overkilled the irrefutable fact that it is extremely immoral and evil to reproduce. It is extremely evil to conform. Brights after brights after brights. Like I'm showing, your brights are on, doesn't care. Racist scoundrels. You think this is a coincidence? Imagine the law enforcement, oh, they just forgot to turn down their brights. As sure as my name is Leonard Clevis, Billy Hethrow from Morgan Hill the Ninth. Imagine the FBI with their racist J. Edgar Hoover bullshit. Your brights are on, buddy. I don't care, I'm a bitch. Think about it. You think these people shouldn't be locked up and flogged? You think they were raised right? You call these superior cultural values? Really? You think I'm the one who's mentally ill? These people are harassing me in the Ku Klux Klan tradition in California. And all you people are going to act like bitches because you have no heart. You must have little peanut-sized balls. Little pistachios, rather. And your extreme lack of courage and heart, you think has nothing to do with mental illness? You people are on the Ku Klux Klan side of the debate. Bull Connor is your hero, not Martin Luther King. Annie Mae, who tried to kill him, is your hero, not Martin Luther King. The people who assassinated him are your hero, not Martin Luther King. Where is your honor, America? Where is your heart, America? Where is your proper parental guidance for your children? Because people like you who help the modern Klan should not have kids. They shouldn't. Of course, you see I'm very capable of calming down like this. So in Morgan Hill today, again, it is Tuesday, 2022. I want to say it's the 29th. But I've been brighted so much, my brain is a little bit buzzing. I do not have any mental disorder. And it is overkilled by their insistence that this is not taking place. This guy's at brights on over here on the left. He has them there for me almost certainly. I say, hey, the brights are on. They don't turn them down. You're thinking, at 7:30 in the morning? Okay, when a lot of people driving on the road, there's guys on the left, 2-3 cars on the left, don't have their headlights on. You think he doesn't see the guy he's targeted, saying he has his brights on?